Hello friends, welcome to this vocabulary learning session by Promac. I am Narsi Reddy and in today's session we will learn some words beginning with letter N in English alphabet. We will start our session with a word called Nadir. So what is Nadir? Nadir basically means the bottommost point. The bottommost point. Opposite of Nadir is zenith or apex. You take employment in an organization. You reached the zenith of your career. That means what? You become the chief executive, or you become the managing director, or you become the chairman of that organization. You have reached the zenith of your career. What is the opposite? You go to the bottommost or lowest point. You join the company as a manager, but you perform so badly that you have been pushed down to the position of a very low level employee. Then you say, I have reached the nadir of my life. So nadir is the lowest point, the bottommost point, or a very low level. Almost in a closely related meaning of nadir, not exact synonym, but a closely related meaning of nadir, we could also take another word called abyss. So abyss basically means bottomless pit. Abyss means bottomless pit or bottomless ditch. Abyss means bottomless pit or bottomless ditch. From this word called abyss, we have a word called abysmal. My performance in the test was abysmal. The performance of our team in that game was abysmal. Abysmal means very low. Abysmal is anything that is extremely low is what is called abysmal. So we have learnt a word called nadir. From this we have learnt one or two more words. The next word we will take up is naivete. So the word naivete is the noun, naive is the adjective. When we want to say a person is very innocent, he is over innocent, he does not have the practical knowledge of life, then we say he is very naive, he is over innocent, he is very easy to cheat, he is very easy to influence. So that's what is called naive. So naivete is the quality of lacking practical knowledge or practical insights about life. A person who is easy to cheat or a person who is over innocent in attitude is what is called naivete. The next word we will take up is a word called narcissistic. What is narcissistic? When we say a person is narcissistic, this word comes from a mythological person called Narcissus. This Narcissus was a very handsome, a very good looking man. He was also deeply in love with his own beauty. So when we say a person is narcissistic, he is over or excessively in love. He is over or excessively in love with himself. Over or excessively in love with himself, his own beauty, his own abilities, capabilities or talents, then we call that person as a narcissistic person. Over or excessively in love with your own beauty, talent, abilities or achievements. Next word we will take up is nascent. You may probably remember your school level chemistry. In school level chemistry, you might have studied something called nascent oxygen. What is nascent? Nascent is just born or just released. So nascent is anything that is new, something that is newly born or newly developed, or anything that is in the beginning phase or developing phase is what is called nascent. There is a nascent revolution in this country. That means a revolution is just beginning to get formed. So that's how we take the word called nascent. Next word is natty. Natty is basically a word that is used to describe a person's dress sense, a person's appearance, how a person dresses. When we talk about a person's dress sense, we call it as sartorial. The word sartorial in dictionaries is given as related to tailoring. But related to tailoring means related to clothes. My sartorial sense is very good. My sartorial sense is very bad. When we say a person's sartorial sense is good or bad, we are trying to say that person's dress sense is good or bad. So when we talk about a person's appearance or dress, there are some people who are very well dressed. When we say a person is very well dressed, we call that as natty or dapper. Natty or dapper means very well dressed, a person who is very neatly dressed. This person is always very natty in his appearance. Opposite of natty or dapper is a word called ragamuffin. So if you see the word ragamuffin, in dictionaries the meaning of the word ragamuffin is given as a person who wears tattered clothes. A person who wears tattered clothes or a person who wears torn clothes. Torn clothes doesn't really mean you are wearing torn clothes. You are very ugly, not neat, not clean in your dress or appearance, then that's what is called a ragamuffin. Almost in the meaning of a person who is not good in appearance, we can also take a word called disheveled. So somebody came to the meeting in a disheveled manner. Disheveled means you are wearing clothes that are not ironed or pressed, you don't comb your hair properly, you don't shave, so you look as if you have just got out of the bed and coming, then we say a person is looking disheveled. Not clean, not neat in dress or appearance is what is called disheveled appearance. So let's go to the next word, nauseate. The word nauseate comes from a root word called nausea. From this only we have another phrase called ad nauseam. So nauseate, nausea, ad nauseam. What is nausea? Sometimes many of us, and especially women who are pregnant, there is a symptom called morning sickness. You feel like vomiting early in the morning. Pregnant women feel like vomiting. So this vomiting sensation or the process of feeling like you want to vomit, that is what is called nausea. So nausea is vomiting sensation. So nauseate, something is nauseating. Yesterday I went to that place. The smell in that place was nauseating. Or yesterday I met a person. He was a very obnoxious person. He was using lot of bad language and foul language. I felt nauseated. So anything nauseating is very disgusting. It is so horrible. Either the smell or a person's language or a person's behavior that you feel like vomiting, then that is what is called nauseating. Ad nauseam. Sometimes we keep doing something or keep telling something or keep on talking about something continuously and repetitively. Then people get disgusted. When they say disgusted, suppose I am explaining a word. I have explained the word 10 times. Still you did not understand. Then I say, hey man, I have told you ad nauseam that this is the meaning of this word. What is so difficult that you are unable to follow? Ad nauseam. To such an extent that I almost feel disgusted and I feel like vomiting. That's what is called ad nauseam. So we have taken a word called nausea. Nausea is vomiting sensation. From nausea we have taken nauseating and we have taken a word called ad nauseam. Next word is a word called nebulous. So nebulous comes from nebula. So anything nebulous. Hey, I heard that you are planning to start a business. Do you have clarity about what you want to do? Do you have a proper business plan? Sir, my idea is still very nebulous. It is still unclear. It is vague. It is hazy. It is cloudy. Something is nebulous. Your explanation is very nebulous. That means I am not explaining what I want to explain clearly, but very, very vague, very unclear, very cloudy, very hazy is what is called nebulous. Next word starting with N we will take up is a word called necromancy. So in many countries and in many societies, people believe in something called black magic. So what is called black magic or what is called sorcery? So that is called necromancy. Necromancy is black magic or sorcery. So you try to, there are certain, in many movies you might have seen, there are certain procedures by which if you want to harm your opponent, then you do certain things. They are what are called necromancy or sorcery, which is black magic. Any of these things like black magic and all these secret disciplines, they are called occult disciplines. When we say occult, occult is anything that is secretive. But generally black magic or any of these things are what are called occult sciences. Something occult is secretive, not openly known, not openly knowledgeable. Next word we will take up is nefarious. Nefarious is a negative term. Suppose in your office or in your family or in your organization there is a person. He is a very wicked person. He is a very cunning person. He goes and tells your boss something with the objective of destroying your career. He comes and tells you something else. Or there are some people who are engaging in very, very bad activities. They are trying to harm others. They are trying to destroy others. Or they are engaging in lot of negative activities. Then we say he is a very nefarious person. He is engaging in lot of nefarious activities. Nefarious is anything that is very wicked, anything that is very wicked or something that is very, very negative is what is called nefarious. Next word we will take up is nepotism. The word nepotism in any organization, in any company or in any college or in any political sphere, there are people who try to help their relatives and friends. There are people who try to bring their nephews, nieces, sons, daughters and give them promotions, give them responsible positions. You try to bring in your relatives into the business or bring in your relatives into politics. You try to help them in an unnecessary manner. If the person is extremely talented and you are helping them to grow, that may not be called nepotism. But even when a person is not so competent, not so talented, the only qualification of the person to become a director or a CEO of a company is that he is the son-in-law of the chairman. The only reason for you to get a job is you are related to the manager or you are a friend of the manager, then that is what is called nepotism. Nepotism is inappropriately helping or favoring relatives and friends in any organization or in any company. There is a lot of nepotism in this company. There is a lot of nepotism in this organization. That's the way we use. Next word we will take up is a word called neologism. The word neologism comes from a root word called logo. What is logo? Logo actually means a word. So from this we have a word called neologism. Neo means new. Logo means word. So neologism is creation of new words in a language. Developing of new words in a language. There are a lot of words which keep on getting created over time. About 10 years back, there was no word called Googled. But today, if somebody says, hey, I want to get this information, hey, I just Googled it. I just Googled it. This Googled is a word which got created in the last 10-12 years, because before that there was no Google. So Googled is a neologism. Lot of words, new words keep getting created. This creation of new words is what is called neologism. Or sometimes you give new meanings to already existing words, then also it can be called neologism. The next word we will take up is a word called nemesis. What is nemesis? Nemesis is given in dictionaries as someone seeking revenge or goddess of revenge. What do we mean by someone seeking revenge or goddess of revenge? In any contest or in any fight, you are defeated in the hands of somebody. There is a guy called A, there is a guy called B. So A is a very victorious person. He has defeated so many people, but in the end, A met defeat in the hands of B. Then we say B is the nemesis of A. So when we call somebody as nemesis, a person who is seeking revenge or a person in the hands of whom you get defeated or you lose something, or that person is a person who brought you to an end. That's what is called nemesis. So and so person is my nemesis. So that's what is goddess seeking revenge. Any opponent in the hands of whom you get defeated is what is called nemesis. The next word we will take up is a word called neophyte. The word neophyte comes from two words. Neo means new. Phyte means plant. So neophyte literally means new plant. But neophyte is used to describe a person who is new, a person who is a beginner, a person who is inexperienced in something, a person who is doing something for the first time. I am a neophyte in business. I am a neophyte in the field of politics. I am a neophyte in the field of theatre. So you are a neophyte, you are a new plant, you are a beginner, you are a person who is doing something for the first time. That's what is called neophyte. In the same meaning as a beginner or as synonyms of neophyte, we could also take some more words. Novice, novice, tyro, greenhorn, rookie, fledgling, debutant, etc. All these words, novice, neophyte, tyro, greenhorn, rookie, fledgling, debutant, all these words basically mean a beginner, a new or inexperienced person. The word greenhorn comes from a root word called green. Green is a color that symbolizes lack of maturity. Green is a color that symbolizes lack of ripeness. So when we call somebody as a greenhorn, he is an inexperienced person. Tyro is also a beginner. Rookie, he is a rookie senator. He is a rookie baseball player. He is a rookie politician. Rookie is also beginner. Fledgling, fledgling comes from fledge. Fledge basically means to grow feathers. So anything fledgling is also something in the beginning or developing stage. Debut, debut is first performance or first appearance. So debutant, a debutant is also a beginner, a new person or an inexperienced person. So all these words are taken in the meaning of a beginner or an inexperienced person. So I have just now taken a word called neophyte. Neophyte basically means a beginner, a new person or an inexperienced person. Next word we will take up is nettle. Nettle or nettlesome. He is a very nettlesome relative. He is a very nettlesome colleague. There are some people, they irritate you a lot. You get fed up with them. You get annoyed with them. You get vexed with them. Somebody is constantly coming and troubling you, irritating you. Then we say he is a very nettlesome person. So nettlesome is very, very irritating. Nettlesome is very, very irritating or very, very vexing is what is called nettle or nettlesome. We are learning some words beginning with letter N. The next word we will take up is a word called niggardly. The word niggardly is used when we talk about a person's financial status or how a person spends money. There are some people, they are very stingy. They don't spend money even when they are required to spend. So such people are called niggardly, stingy, miser, skinflint, parsimonious, penurious, etc. Niggardly, miser, stingy, skinflint, parsimonious, penurious. All these words basically mean a person who is over or excessively careful with money, a person who does not spend money even when it is required to spend, then we call all these things. The word penurious is given in many dictionaries as very, very, very poor. Very, very, very poor is correct because the word penurious comes from penury. Penury means poverty. So penurious can be a person who is very, very poor, or it can also be a person who is not really poor but lives like a poor man. So all these words mean a person who is over or excessively careful with money. A person who is very, very, very stingy about money is all these words. The next word that we can take up is a word called niggling. What is niggling? There are some people who are doing nitpicking or niggling. That means they bother too much about small things. They give too much or excessive or more than necessary attention or importance to very, very, very unimportant things, very, very insignificant things. Then we say they niggle a lot. They are very niggling. He is a very niggling person. So when you are niggling, that means you are too bothered about unimportant matters, too bothered about unimportant issues. That's what is called niggling. The next word we will take up is nihilism. What is nihilism? So nihilism or futilitarianism. There are some people, they are so over pessimistic about life. They are so depressed with life, or they are so cynical about their life that they feel that everything in this world is useless. Everything in this world is futile. The existence or the life itself is meaningless. So they keep on saying, okay, our life is useless. All we need is 6 feet of soil. One day our body will mix with the soil. So they become over pessimistic in life or excessively cynical in life. They have a feeling that everything in life is futile, useless or meaningless. Then we call them as nihilist or futilitarianism. Nihilism or futilitarianism is a feeling that everything in life is useless, meaningless or futile. The next word we will take up is a word called noism. Many people get confused with this word noism because they think it has got something to do with noise. Noism has got nothing to do with noise. Noism basically means bad smell or foul smell. So noism is anything that is foul smelling or anything that is bad smelling. In almost in the same meaning as noism, we can take words like putrid, fetid, malodorous, etc. So putrid, fetid, malodorous. Putrid is when certain biological matter, like any plant-based matter or animal-based matter, gets rotten. So there is a very bad smell which comes because of rotting of flesh or rotting of a plant or biological matter. That's called putrid smell. Fetid is also very, very bad smell. Malodorous comes from mal, which means bad. Odor means smell. Malodorous is also bad smell or foul smell. Bad smell or foul smell. There is also one more word that is taken in the meaning of bad smell. However, this word called rancid should be used only when we are talking about fats, fatty acids or oils. When oils or fats, they get damaged, they get a peculiar smell called rancidity. So friends, we have discussed some words beginning with letter N. I hope you have understood. Please write to us with your feedback at our email ID promaccoaching@gmail.com. We would greatly appreciate any positive or negative feedback or any comments also. We would be very, very grateful for your opinion. Please also visit our website www.promaccoaching.com or www.promacprep.com. Keep watching. Thank you.